There, traders, welcome back. It was an interesting Monday. We had a little bit of volatility. It was nice to be actually having to think and do something today after sitting around just watching the markets for the last I think Thursday and Friday, basically. No, I think Thursday is some trades. Friday. Let's go through and just look at the few trades. There was actually a few that we left on the table, at least I left on the table, and that had to do because I was waiting for a pullback, and the pullback never materialized. But I will be keeping a lookout, maybe even later this afternoon. I'll keep an eye on that. Let's start off with the trade that we did take, or at least I did take, and that was the break, and it was very clean cut of the Great Britain, New Zealand, of the range that it had been trading in Asia. We had the clear cut break. It happened at 9:30. I jumped in. I think my price was 193.20, and then I was shooting for obviously a move for the 50 pips, and then an even larger move. And let me show you where I came up with the 194.40 range. You can see that 194.20 had been the top, and I was basically just hoping for a shoot back up higher, break above, and that was just because I wanted to make that many pips. It wasn't a brain science, but you can see that right here where I was concerned about was this resistance range right here, and you can see that this pair has been heavy at this level, and it once again moved back up into it and couldn't break through. That's why I'm comfortable closing this position into the European close rather than keeping it and trying to hope to squeeze a couple extra pips out of it, because there's probably a good chance we'll get a bit of a pullback here. So obviously you can see that on the trade went long at the 194.20, looked for a continued move higher, sold first portion off, and I was looking for a break. I think I sold the second portion at 193.88, and for a total of 68 pips. So then that wasn't bad. A total of 118 pips in that trade, and it could continue to move higher, but it's slow, cautious summer trading, and I don't want to see a pullback in it. If we look at the Euro New Zealand, you can see that we basically had the same setup there, but the moment I would be looking forward to go long on that would have been a break of this range here, this price, because you can see that it had been clogging things up throughout Europe. So then basically the time that I had to go in here was at 10:30, and I already didn't like that the move had moved up to that had moved up this far from the range, 165.12, and then down there so it was already 50 pips above, and I didn't want to jump into the trade there. That's why I passed on it. The yen pairs, we had that big move in Asia today, that spike higher. You can see the Great Britain JPY, and I could have entered the trade here, but there was a reason I did not, and it was if we look on a 4-hour chart of this pair, you can see that the pair has been in somewhat of a channel heading lower, and it was right at that ascending trend line when this trade did signal, and that is why I passed on that trade. And it's one of those moments where you kick yourself, but it looks like we jumped up almost 50 pips instantly from the time that trade, and by that point it had already gone too much for me with the ATR. And in the summer trading, like I didn't understand whether it would be a catalyst for these moves to continue higher, and even though some of them did continue to move, and we look at the Euro JPY, it's similar. I mean, that was a 60 pip pop, and you can see that the pair did nothing. So both ended up probably would have ended up being a break-even trade, and the Euro JPY definitely negative. If we look at the Aussies, it's interesting that pair is moving up towards significant resistance here at 170, 160, and the Euro odd, same thing, continues to move higher. And both these pairs, they were nice trades, just couldn't get into them, was looking for a pullback to buy into, and we never got the pullback. Kind of kicking myself now. But sometimes it works that way. And the Euro odd, same exact thing. See, we shot up from 148.88 to 145. That was 100 pips in 30 minutes. So normally you're going to get some sort of pullback there. I was hoping for the 50 fib to come into play, but it did not. And in that pair, you can see 175. So that one's moving off very nicely also. We'll see what happens on that, but sometimes you have to take the good with the bad. So finished up 118 for the day, and we have some interesting stuff going on. Obviously, we all know that the New Zealand rejected the break above that trend area that we have spoken about on multiple occasions, and now it'll be interesting to see if the pair starts reversing, because that is a very bullish candle. Let's see the Aussie on the same hand. It looks like that pair definitely rejected at the rejected at the this 92 area, which we let's get it up there better. The pair definitely didn't find any momentum above the high from last week around 92.20, and now it's continued to move lower. It's almost to 90 pips below that. So we'll see if that maybe is the beginning of a larger move, or we could just see consolidation here. All right, everybody, good trading today, and let's make some more pips tomorrow. Talk to you later.